Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Broads. Disappointing, a 3-2 loss. You have to win this damn series, so I expect a lot tomorrow. But dissecting what we just witnessed, 16 strikeouts, really, that's where the game was lost. Nick Castellanos, Derek Hall, JT Realmuto, strikeouts galore, 3, 4, 5, abysmal. You want to dissect what happened with Odubel Herrera out in center field and blame him for a miserable route towards the baseball? No doubt about it. I'm right there with you. I am annoyed by how putrid that was. But you asked the question, why does he play? Because Mickey Moniak sucks. Because Adam Hazley sucks. What this franchise drafted under the Matt Klentak era has failed so pathetically that Odubel Herrera still has a job. That's your answer. So why you keep asking? I can't believe it. Why? What? That's your answer. I'm telling you right now, that is your answer. I despise Odubel Herrera at times, and it's annoying. He did have a big play in the ninth to help out Knebel after a double. The fact that Rhys Hoskins makes a stellar play where the ball's basically behind his head, which, yeah, okay, a runner does move to third base, but you have Odubel make a play out in center field and then a nice strikeout as well. The ninth to keep the squad in distance there. Not that one more run, a 4-2 game is still in distance technically, but you understand my point. You keep it a one-run game. You have the momentum on your side because of what could have happened. You shut them down and get all the fans going wild. I'll tell you why you lost the game today. You struck out 16 times. That's your answer. That's why you lost. I find it so comical that Alec Boehm and Nick Castellanos, they do the same exact thing Odubel Herrera does. Now, Alec Boehm hits better than Odubel. Nick Castellanos doesn't right now. Full body of work. Of course, I feel more confident about Castellanos over Odubel Herrera. I'm just letting you know, I've watched this team just as much as anybody else now that they're halfway past the season mark here, or they're past the halfway mark. Alec Boehm and Nick Castellanos does this just as much as Odubel Herrera. Odubel does it, and the fan base takes it to like 5 billion. The Nationals scored 3 runs. That's it. Your offense didn't carry you today. And realistically, other than Kyle Schwarber, who hits 2 more home runs, his 26th and his 27th, your offense was dead. Why did you lose the game? That's why you lost the damn baseball game. And it's irritating. And I think I said John Gray yesterday when rolling through what was left with this pitching matchup. Every time you see J. Gray, whenever you look at pitching matchups on ESPN or MLB.com, whose brain does it naturally say John Gray? So if we go back to the tape, I might have accidentally said that. But come on now, double-digit strikeouts, it's unacceptable. You got to do a better damn job than that. And now we have Bailey Falter on the bump to salvage this, or not salvage this thing, to win this series. You have to win this series. But I was going to say to salvage the pain that we're feeling right now, because let's be real, it's upsetting to see them look so flat at the plate. And 3, 4, and 5 really hurt you. But going to Kyle Schwarber, because I love this man, okay? What he's doing is outrageous. I'm jumping up and down like I have huge calf pains right now because of how wild this run is. And I thought his last at-bat, what was it, high 90s, blown right by him. I wouldn't have been able to handle myself tonight if he delivered in that moment. Here's all sorts of crazy stats about what Kyle Schwarber is doing. Seager, Bryant, and Correa combined $612 million in the offseason for these contracts. They have 26 combined home runs. That's courtesy of Johnny Heller. When you go to Jason Stark, back-to-back multi-home run games leading off. First leadoff man to do that in the modern era. Phillies Notes tweeted this out. Most home runs in the first 80 games of being a Philadelphia Philly. Now Kyle Schwarber has 27, Ibanez had 26, Rhys Hoskins had 22, and Jim Thome had 21. Just to put it in perspective, think about how much we love what Rhys Hoskins did, and we always say, what if we can have that version of Rhys Hoskins back, right? We say that all the time when studying Rhys Hoskins. All right, well, Kyle Schwarber has blown that out of the water here with his 27 in his first 80. I get it. You don't look at maybe all full 80 when going back to that experience of Rhys Hoskins when he first got caught off. So, to be fair, there is a little bit of some leeway here and a little bit of a bigger sample size, if you will, compared to that first run of pure excitement. But nonetheless, Aaron Nola did his job. Not a lot of strikeouts, let's say, but definitely super efficient in totality. And then your bullpen, fine. Here's some stats for your bullpen. Your bullpen has been really sharp for you, and I think it matters to point this out. Best bullpen since June 15th. This is prior to tonight's outing, just to let you know, so you have that in the back of your head. But Phillies, 2.23 ERA since June 15th. Right below them, Yankees, 2.25. Below them, the Astros, 2.38. Mariners, 2.47. Cardinals, 2.52. So they have the best bullpen ERA prior to tonight's game since June 15th. They're winning and losing based off of what their offense provides for you. It's really what it comes down to. We don't have to overcomplicate things. We don't have to go too aggressive in one department. It stings and it sucks when you roll through the first 3 or 4 innings and it's just blah. And it's like fly out, ground out. Somebody in the chat right now says, get Castellanos off the field, get Didi Gregorius off the field, get Odubel Herrera off the field. Well, what? You're getting everybody off the field. Who you plugging in there? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? I'm so upset with Nick Castellanos. It seems, though, that there are more fans upset with Odubel Herrera than Nick Castellanos. Are you kidding me? I'm devastated with what Nick Castellanos has done so far. It sucks. Let's be honest, it sucks. That's hurting you way more than Odubel Herrera. Way more. It fascinates me to study the reaction to him. I know all of it. Trust me, I know all of it. But come on now. This dude gets paid a monster amount of money to be here in Philadelphia. He's putrid in right field. I mean, I can make the argument he's worse than Odubel Herrera is fielding. He's worse than him right now at the plate, too. So think about all the remarks that you're saying about Odubel, and now apply that to Nick Castellanos. It should be in that department. That's the way your rate should be. That should be why you're gutted right now. That should be where the disappointment is. And sure, JT has hit some home runs as of late, but come on. Huh? He's getting thrown into the fire, so it's hard to have the expectations too wild. He's a good player. I think he can hit. Well, a good player, I mean a good hitter. I think he can hit. He got overwhelmed. That's what's going to happen when you throw him into a 4th spot, though. Hey, welcome to the majors, kid. It's sort of a fair expectation for some off nights. We know Odubel's going to have off nights. This with Nick Castellanos is totally unacceptable. Striking out galore. Come on now. It's pathetic. That's what crushes me more than anything else. 856-442-9805 is the phone number. All right, before we start taking your phone calls, look, injuries happen, and when they do, you need someone who is going to fight for the justice you deserve, and that's my friend Zach Green at Javerbaum Law Firm. Zach Green is an experienced personal injury attorney who will personally handle your case if you or a loved one have been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or if you've been the victim of medical malpractice. Consultations are always free, and he can be reached at 609-790-3895. Zach grew up in the Philadelphia area and has a deep understanding of the personality of its sports fans. He is a 4-for-4 guy who will stand up for your rights and fight for you. When you were hurt, you need a lawyer that is not afraid to go toe-to-toe with the insurance companies to get you the compensation you deserve. If you have been hurt, call Zach at 609-790-3895 or email him at zgreen@lawjw.com. You can visit his website. His link is down below in the description. We'll fire up the phones. We'll go to Jimmy. What's going on, Jimmy?
What's up, Rhodes?
How are you, man?
I'm totally kidding. Good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm totally kidding when I say this, but maybe we should start wishing that Aaron Nola has bad starts from now on, because it seems like whenever he has a bad start, we end up winning and he gets the win. But whenever he has a good start, we end up losing and he gets the loss. Like if anyone still thinks that the pitcher win-loss record still matters after like Aaron Nola's season, then I don't know what to tell you.
I'll be honest with you, Jimmy. I don't even remember the last time Aaron Nola had a bad start. And I'm looking through his game log right now. 7 2/3 tonight with 3 earned runs, 7 innings against the Braves. This is actually outrageous. Listen to this. 7 2/3, 7-7, 8-7-8 were his last 6 starts. His last rougher outing was June 1st, where he went 6 innings and allowed 5 earned runs.
Yeah, well, it's just so frustrating how he's getting the DeGrom treatment right now.
I have to let you go a little bit because it seems like you're driving and there's definitely a weird bounce back from you being in your car. But, yeah, I mean, it is definitely annoying that he can't seem to have the support that he's definitely earned. And I heard Kyle Schwarber in front of his locker talk about it. And I think once it becomes a very high-pressured conversation, it's more known every time that individual takes the mound. So now it becomes more of a focus every time they, play. And yeah, I mean, it needs to change, but you got to think that it will eventually even itself out. You don't pitch this sharply and just lose and lose and lose and lose. And if you do, well, then shame on the offense, really, because there's nothing more you can ask. Right? You can't change anything. This is what you want. This is what you demand. This is what you expect when Aaron Nola is on that mound. Sometimes I'm watching 5 pitches to get out of an inning. Here's first pitch, second pitch, flyouts are happening. You're getting a couple strikeouts, getting a couple outs nice and early. Not too many strikeouts, but it's irrelevant to me. He was cruising and in control. Only a couple hard hit balls. Even when Odubel made that mistake. Let's be honest with ourselves. For a couple runners to be on base to begin with, you talk about just slop. Balls luckily kind of maneuvering around where a couple base runners get on. It wasn't like they answered Aaron Nola and they found it all out. They figured it out easily and they were just squaring up Aaron Nola. It wasn't the case. Now, sometimes in the sport, you put bat on ball. You can make it happen through the third base side, depending on the defensive alignment. So it happens, and the Phillies have benefited from that multiple times. We've benefited from a Didi Gregorius check swing double that knocked in a couple runs. So that's just the name of the game. But in regards to the excellence of Aaron Nola, it's been absolutely fantastic. I just want to look at Rhys Hoskins. He's hitting .253 on the season, 17 homers, 42 RBI. I wanted to get his OPS. His OPS this year is 837. 837. All right. Going to his rookie season, 50 games played, 18 home runs. So just to look back at the whole thing, what I was saying earlier about 22 home runs in his first 80 games as a Philly, he hit 18 of those in his first 50. Those were good times back in 2017 for that Rhys Hoskins run. That's for damn sure. Let's go to Amadeo. How are you, Amadeo?
I'm feeling a lot of things right now. I love Kyle Schwarber. Death in taxes, Aaron Nola doesn't get run support. The offense struck out 16 times, which pisses me off. And Odubel Herrera is an idiot. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same exact way for sure. I'm not allowing Odubel Herrera off the hook. It's just when I look at this game and I have my checklist of what went wrong and how did it go so poorly and how did they lose tonight? They lost tonight because their offense absolutely sucked. That's my number one. I looked at guys that I needed today. Schwarber did his job, but where are you, Nick Castellanos? Where are you, JT Realmuto, Derek Hall? I am not happy with him, and you look at all the strikeouts, and it sucks, but he's also getting thrown into the fire at the same time. So think about how much money is being poured into Castellanos and JT, and I needed somebody. I needed someone. They weren't there for you. That's number one on my checklist. Odubel's on there. Odubel's on there. Look, I even said this. Why is he playing? Because Moniak sucks. Because Adam Hastley sucks. Could you play Vierling? Sure, but let me just say this. I like Matt Vierling, and I think he's fine. He's not an everyday major league center fielder. He might be better than some of your other options, but if he is your best option, and I like Matt Vierling, you still need an obnoxious amount of help in that department.
Oh, yeah, for sure. When you go back to this team's terribleness of developing prospects, especially in the center field department, that's mainly why you're in this predicament to begin with, why you're always having to bring back the Odubel Herreras of the world. And I think, like, just going to your point with, Castellanos, JT just not doing things in this game, striking out like 20 billion times, Odubel Herrera just making that play in center, not making the play in center field, actually, kind of was the icing on the cake for the frustration of tonight's game. And it's just one of these games where you had it put on you for a silver platter. Aaron Nola goes out there on the bump, and you have a really great chance to win this game and take the series. And now you have to rely on Bailey Falter. Your offense needs to wake up tomorrow because you're going up against a guy that has almost a 7 ERA. Come on, offense, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's not outrageous to think that they can do that. You win tomorrow, and this game just becomes blah. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. You take 2 or 3 against the Nationals. While I would love to sweep them, and they're a bad enough team to sweep, the Nationals will roll away with 60-plus wins this year. They're going to win at some point. You take 2 or 3, you just keep taking 2 or 3, 2 or 3, 3 or 4, 2 or 3, 3 or 4. Maybe there's a 4-game set in there that you go 2-2. You win the series. Win the series. Win the series, I'm satisfied. Win the series, I am satisfied. So this does lose a little bit of a stank if Bailey Falter and this offense wins you a game tomorrow. If they lose, well, then it holds more power and it holds more weight. And there's a lot more feelings that bottle up inside and that start to boil if that's the case. So we'll see tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. What team shows up? The Nationals stink. I would expect the Phillies to be better. I would expect someone to help out Kyle Schwarber, who's doing the Bryce Harper treatment, really, because Bryce said, watch. Now Kyle Schwarber is saying, watch. And it's amazing. I mean, it really is. There's nothing better right now than thinking about him being in the batter's box. And it's unfortunate because Bryson Stott got robbed with 2 outs, which could have been a base hit, would have had a couple base runners on base with Kyle Schwarber at the plate looking to do it again. And maybe that could have gathered them some separation and gained some momentum and really sparked something. Even if it would have been a little dinky single or something. Maybe it would have been a blooper, a broken bat. Maybe it's not the home run. And I'm cracking up because Schwarb's after the game literally sits there and goes, I know it may look like it, but when I'm up there, I'm not even thinking about hitting home runs. I'm not even trying to hit home runs. Excuse me? Yeah, you are. I mean, come on, Schwarbs. I get what you're trying to sell us, which is you just try and hit the baseball. But come on, dude. You're a home run hitter who's leading the NL in home runs, who's literally wowing everybody to death in the baseball world. You're trying to hit home runs. That swing with the high 90-mile-per-hour fastball that blew right by you, that wasn't a let me just make contact swing. That was here's 600% of my body, and my torso is, the torque in my torso is flipping from the left side of my body to the right side of my body, where it would break my back personally. That's just another casual swing for you. But your casual swings are home run swings. Who are you trying to fool there, Kyle? We know what you try and do, and you do it at such a great pace, so keep it up there, kid. Keep it up there. Let's take a look at what the chat is saying at the moment. Win with Bailey Falter, and we lose when Nola pitches. Well, I mean, that's baseball, though, right? I mean, there's times where Jacob deGrom loses a game, but the Mets end up winning a game with their fifth starter or their fourth starter. It's happening at a rapid pace that hurts me for sure. And, yeah, I think now it's somewhat glued to this. The narrative is so glued that it's starting to spiral out of control. I just don't know what you're supposed to do. We don't want Aaron Nola to change. So if anything, it's play loose. Get back to playing loose. Get back to just simplifying your game at the plate. They did win, what was it? It was the game against the Braves, right? Where Aaron Nola pitched on June 30th, where he went 7 innings and allowed 4 earned runs. That's the game they won against the Braves, if I remember correctly. Let's go to it. Was it not? June 30th was the date. Yeah, they won 14-4. So their previous start, they won before today. Let's just hope this doesn't continue into some of the disturbing ones that we saw prior to that win against the Atlanta Braves. Bros, what about Matt Vierling? Yeah, I'm okay with Matt Vierling playing. He's not an every single day center fielder, though. Can you make the argument that he deserves some time more than Odubel Herrera here and there? No doubt about it. Yes. Why you're in this predicament, though, it goes a lot farther than just Rob Thompson isn't playing Matt Vierling. If we're going to seriously break it down and wonder why the Phillies are in this predicament where Odubel Herrera constantly finds himself in this franchise and wearing a Phillies uniform, it's because every draft pick... Think about this. Think about it. Moniak, Hazley, these draft picks are horrendous. And you're selecting these 2 fielders at outfield. Come on. And they both suck. That hurts me more than Matt Vierling having a day off when Odubel Herrera is playing. Sorry, that's just where it is for me. What will the bullpen look like when JoJo Romero... Look, this bullpen right now, the last thing on my mind, with all due respect, is JoJo Romero. Jason wants to know my criticisms of Rob Thompson so far. I don't really have too many. People were screaming to bench Odubel. How dare he come back up and bat? What do you mean? He didn't bench Didi the other day when he had a brain fart on how many outs there were. Don't we know Rob Thompson and how he handles things? He instills confidence and belief more than screw you, you're done, you screwed up. So why would you expect that to change? It doesn't matter who it's all about. He won't even throw anyone under the bus yet. They said, the wind kind of took it a funky way. And who knows? Maybe it did, but that route was god-awful. Said the same thing about Castellanos out in right field. He's always going to give him a smack on the tush, if you will, of confidence. I wish he'd bench Didi, said Duke. I don't. I want Didi to get this power back. Duke, you want everybody benched. You'd have nobody out there. You'd play with 4 people if we're actually fulfilling a roster out there. You want Castellanos benched. You want Didi benched. You want Odubel benched. You want everybody benched. I don't know what you do if that's the case. Your team would stink. I'm not telling you these guys are playing great, but I don't think you have many other options here that make a lot of sense. Keep going out there. You guys have played enough baseball. Look what happened to Kyle Schwarber. He stunk in the early stage. Now he's clicking. These guys are veterans. They're pros. They got to turn it around. And the only way to turn it around is for these veterans to keep playing. Now, Didi's not horrendous. No, absolutely not horrendous. He's not horrendous. He's not playing well right now. He's not horrendous. This narrative that last year he hit close to 200. Right now, his horrendous, and I'll use air quotes here, is hitting over 250. He's got no power right now. It's definitely bad from that level. It's bad. He needs that lefty bat power. He's not horrendous. I don't think you know. Horrendous. Horrendous is Mickey Moniak. He ain't Mickey Moniak. Mickey Moniak strikes out 99% of the time and doesn't know how to hit an off-speed pitch at the major league level. That's horrendous. The way Nick Castellanos sometimes is at the plate swinging at pitches 8 feet off. I've seen some horrendous swings. And, yeah, there might have been some drivable pitches out of Didi today that I thought in his last at-bat before he struck out. But, no, I don't think that he's absolutely horrendous. So, all right, before we head out of here, let me tell you about Manscaped. Support for Broads Media is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their product are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with the exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code BROADS at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls. Look, there's nothing worse than being in the shower and you're shaving and what? There's blood. You don't have to worry about that with Manscaped. The Performance Package 4.0 has arrived for me, and oh man, is it a game changer. Inside the package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, weed whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, crop preserver, ball deodorant, and so much more. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0, the trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and also has 400K LED spotlight you need to shave more precise. Because their trimmer is waterproof, you could say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and provides skin-safe technology, which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in the delicate nose holes. It's time to take care of yourself. So go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with code BROADS. Get 20% off and free shipping with code BROADS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code BROADS. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I will catch you guys tomorrow.